Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, July the 15th, 2024. Monday, July the 15th. Well, you know, Willow, I'm going to start with her. Willow stops by to see Nina. And of course, Nina welcomes her in. She wants to show her this turban like article or collection she was going to feature and wanted her opinion. And she said something to Willow, and Willow looks at her. I needed to talk to you because you're the only person that I can. She says, I've done something horrible. And Nina's like, wait, you know how Nina is. What is it? I mean, what's happening, right? She says it was the night of 4th of July. Drew and I were in the study and then we're watching fireworks and we were toasting the announcement of his campaign. We were looking up at the sky, and the next thing you know, we were kissing each other. And Nina looked. I kissed Drew like I kissed my husband. So Nina had to be unlike Nina. She had to keep her composure in, right? And she had to be there for her daughter. One thing I could say about Nina, when she likes you, she likes you. When she loves you, she loves you. She loves Willow. She loves Sasha, even though when Sasha really needed her, when um, Gladys was stealing her money, Nina was nowhere to be found. But anyway, that's water under the bridge. So she is talking to her and she's saying, I love Michael with all my heart. I love my family. And I think what I've done is just gonna destroy everything. And Nina's like, over a kiss? She goes, I've kissed people that I wasn't supposed to kiss. She says, and ultimately, Willow, in some time, she goes, now, was this the first time? Yes. And we both decided, it would never, ever happen again. She goes, there you go. But when I tell Michael, he might divorce me. And Nina said, then don't tell him. Don't tell him. Now, look, I honestly don't believe Nina's going to tell him because you know how Nina hates him. However, she knows if she tells Michael and Michael leaves Willow and with Quartermain money gets custody of those kids, Willow will never forgive her if she vindictively tells Michael. So Nina's not going to tell. I already know Willow's going to tell because Willow can't even, she like, I feel so guilty. And she had the nerve to say, she keeps thinking about the kiss. She can't stop thinking about it. See? Yeah. Because Drew saved my life. Girl, he's about to destroy it. Drew saved your life and systematically he's destroying it because I don't know what he's being. He's being very disloyal. Honestly, he's being a dog. So Nina says, no, Willow, you said it'll never happen again. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. And don't speak of it again, you know? So she gets her composure and she goes into Drew's office. Now, Michael and Drew have been talking, right, about, Michael's going to be interim CEO while Drew is gone. And if Drew wins, Michael's going to be the CEO of Aurora. So when Willow walks out of Nina's office, Nina picks up the phone and she tells him, "Get up here in my office now." And Drew was like, "Excuse me?" She said, "If you ever want your campaign to get off the ground so that you might be able to kiss some babies, you better get in my office right now." So he tells Michael, "I got to go handle this," right? He leaves. Now, Willow comes barging into his office. "Drew, we have to talk about." Michael comes spinning around in Drew's chair. And Willow looks, "Michael." And he goes, "Yep, that's right, it's me," and blah, blah, blah. So he comes over to her and says, "No, I'm not on the politician trail," blah, something he says. And he goes over to kiss her and she goes, "Have I told you how much I just love you?" So she kisses him and I'm thinking, yeah, girl, you getting ready to just, bottom line, person like Willow needs to just tell the truth because it's going to come out. Just tell it. Michael will be pissed and he'll probably be more pissed at Drew. Probably. And he should be. So anyway, Drew gets up into Nina's office and he goes, "You have some nerve thinking you can summon me to your office? Did you forget I'm your boss?" Nina gets up from her desk. She says, "You SOB." Now, no, she didn't say the initials. So you know what she said. "You SOB. You kissed my daughter." And she reached back and slugged him in the face. And he fell to the side. He was like, and when she goes, actually, she hit him as she's saying, "You kiss my daughter." Because as he's grabbing his face, he's looking at her like, "What is wrong with you?" But at this point, she's saying, "You kiss my daughter." And he would, "Yeah, Drew. Yeah. I'm glad she did it just like that. Glad." See, now how you gonna explain that to her? Now you know Willow's around there crying and blabbing, crying and blabbing. I can't wait for tomorrow to see what's going to happen next with that. That was pretty good to me. That was really, really good. So then we have Miss, "It's not going to happen again. I'm not going to sleep with Valentine." What do you see there? Oh, she slept with Valentine and spent the night with Valentine. Of course she did. Now, she did go steal the sat phone and put it in her purse. Valentine wants to take her to breakfast because he doesn't have milk to make her latte. And they hear keys in the door. And in walks, has to be a 16-year-old Charlotte. Maybe she's 17 now. You know how they age you. She's 16 or 17. Just walking in. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Charlotte just has that kind of money to buy a plane ticket from Switzerland to the US, and the schools don't even make sure her guardian knows she's coming, or Valentine knew it was summertime. He didn't make arrangements for her to come home. But I have a problem with my teenager just showing up from an international flight and I had no idea she was coming. She could have got kidnapped, hurt, anything. As she walks in the door, Anna and Valentine were kissing. And she walks in and she looks, "Papa." And Anna, though they stop kissing and Anna's looking and they look like, uh-oh, we're caught, right? And so he's like, "Charlotte." And so she goes, hi, Charlotte. And so Charlotte says, well, she's home. And Anna says, well, you know what? I have to get back to work, or I have to get to work. So she is going to leave. And Charlotte says, Anna, can you hold on? So Charlotte actually apologizes to her. But we know that could mean nothing, because we all know Charlotte. And she would say, no, it's important that she does apologize, because she's a Cassadine and she knows the Cassadines are bad. And so Anna says, no, not all Cassadines are bad. She said, and by you taking this step, you're not just bad. And she goes, it means a lot to me that you apologized. And she said, yeah, I should have done this before I left, but, I've had some time to really think about, what I've done. And I guess there was some kind of I guess, insurrection or some kind of military activities going on where she was. And a lot of people lost family members and, civil unrest. So she realizes that a lot of people just die, and then people are taking lives, and it changes families. And she realizes, that what she had done was really, really wrong. So anyway, we'll see. Come on now. Charlotte is never, ever what she seems. But she and Jake will probably pick up where they left off. Now Jason comes, and he's gonna bring Jake a check, and he hears Elizabeth talking to Jake from outside he was outside, and he could hear them talking from inside the house. So he was just gonna slide the money up under the door, and Elizabeth opened the door. She was gonna take out the trash, right? And so Jason looks at her, and she goes, oh. And he goes, I'll take that, because the trash is just right there. So he puts it in the trash, the recyclables, and she goes, I didn't hear the doorbell. I'm sorry. He goes, I didn't ring it. I could hear you and Jake talking from the inside, and I didn't want to disturb you. So she goes, so you were gonna just shove whatever that is? He goes, just under the door. She goes, and not come in? He goes, and talk? And he goes, well, I didn't want to intrude. This is the money that I want to give Jake for his, tuition and expenses. And she says, and you didn't want to give that to him yourself? And he says, no, I didn't want him to feel obligated, or I didn't want him to feel pressured. I'm showing up unannounced. Now I'm trying to give him money. I wanted him to take some time to be able to see how he feels. And she goes, Jason, come on in and talk to Jake. So Jake comes downstairs. I guess Elizabeth had went in and got him, because he went to another scene. And he comes down. He goes, my mom says, you stopped by. And he said, yes. He goes, your mom told me you got into the school. And he congratulated him. And Jake says, yeah, he really, really is. He goes, but you know what? They probably had to accept somebody from the States. It's not that big a deal. And Jason says, yes, it is a very big deal. For you to qualify, and you got into this school. You got into it because of your talent, Jake. And it is a big deal. And he says, and that's why I wanted to help. He says, I want to pay for your tuition. And I don't know that he said in expenses, but he just said, I wanted to pay for your school. And he goes, now, I don't want you to think that this is a bribe, that I'm trying to, get affection by giving you money. He said, this is because, he says, Jake, had I been the father that I should have been to you, me paying for your college would not even be a question. It would be a given. But I know I have absolutely not been the kind of father to you ever, pretty much. He's saying, but I still am proud of you and want to pay for your tuition if you will accept it. So Jake looked at him Because Jason said, it was about your age that I had, choices, a choice to go on the path. And actually, it was past Jake's age because Jason was already in med school when he had that accident and when AJ was drunk driving, or pre-med, whatever he was in, med school. He says, and perhaps had I made different choices in my life, things would be different. I'm thinking, yeah, you wouldn't be Jake wouldn't be here because you and Elizabeth. Anyway, Jake says, well, I really, really want to study at that school. I really do. He says, and it's really nice of you to offer to pay for it. And so Jake said, I'll accept it. And Elizabeth looked. She was happy because she stayed out of it, right? And Jason looked. So then he reached in his back pocket and pulled out the envelope and hands it to big man Jake, right? And I thought, good, I'm happy they wrote it that Jake is going to accept it from him. That I'm happy they did it that way. And so Jake extended his hand. He took the envelope to shake Jason's hand, and Jason extended his hand, but Jason ended up pulling him in and gave him a little man hug, right? And Jason had tears in his eyes. It was very rare that Jason will ever have tears in his eyes, right? We know that. But it was pretty touching. But that was about it, everybody. That was absolutely about it. The last thing I want to say is tomorrow, the 16th and the 17th, is Amazon Prime Day. Amazon Prime, everybody. If you have been eyeing some electronics, I'm big on electronics, some things you really want to have, I have on my Amazon affiliate page in the link to this video. Click on the link. Some things, great deals, 60% off some of these things, 50% off. Peruse what's in it. The list is called Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day. Click on it and see if these are some things you really wanted. And if you don't find anything you want after you've looked, then go up to the search bar and type in what you're looking for and go shopping there. So everybody, let's go to Comment Corner. On Comment Corner, I'm going to start my trusty dusty stopwatch. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom with Comment Corner. LaShunta says, Anna's not going to be able to turn Valentine in. Yes, Anna will sleep with Valentine, as she sure did. I'm over the hip poisoning, me too. Heather was crazy before she committed the murders. Have several seats, Trina. Heather's going to get out and regulate. Ask Liesl about Heather getting out. Yeah, I know. Where's Taggart at? We have never seen no Taggart. I knew Curtis would change his mind about Heather. Why Sasha didn't ask Willow about the kiss? Liz gets on my nerves. She acts like they are poor. Let Jason pay for Jake's school. And guess what? Jake accepted. NK Rose says, I see Carly getting Avery, and won't that be interesting? She would take her too. NK, oh, I forgot to even talk about Carly and Brennan. I see them putting them two together because Brennan is going to be getting out soon, right? Yes, he is. She feels he's easy to talk to. Brennan is going to be the one, watch, to make sure the information magically disappears from the FBI database. He's going to help Carly more than she knows. But you know what? I kind of think Carly's banking on that. I really do. I really do. But I like the chemistry between those two. She told him how she had to walk in and take over the Corinthos organization. And he goes, not a lot of people would have the nerve and the guts to do that. She goes, I did what I had to do. And he told her, you'd be a good spy. So now NK Rose also says, at this point, Jason might as well throw Anna under the bus so the storyline can end. Lisa said, oh, See, I'm forgetting. I'm reading Comment Corner now, thinking of what I forgot. Anna goes to Jason's apartment, downloads the stuff on her laptop. You know, all the files are there. Jason comes in, he goes, okay, hand me the phone so he can take it to Kate's, right? Do you know that chick says, I can't do that? Not yet. See, oh no, Anna, you are breaking all sorts of rules. This is why she did not want anybody from the police force, Dante or nobody, to be in on this with her, because she's breaking the law. She's keeping evidence. See, but she has the nerve to want to bring Sonny Corinthos to justice. Come on, Anna. You don't just, with Anna doing this, she doesn't deserve to be commissioner. Get Jordan back in there. I can't stand this. Lisa says maybe Cameron's expenses are his room and food. The scholarship covers tuition and books, possibly, but Cameron's a worker. You know, Cameron will get a part-time job in a heartbeat. He really, really will. So I don't know. We shall see. I don't know what Liz is saying. I'm still paying for Cameron. So anyway, but yeah, you're right. She probably there are some residual stuff she's probably paying for. And then Lisa says, why is Laura asked Katrina about Heather? Felicia and Maxie are not helping Mac and Cody. He wished for him to be his son. Now he finds out he is, and he's being all mad at him. He needs to ask himself if holding back is going to cost him having a son. Well, that's one of the things that Felicia ended up saying. But Mac just needs time to digest this information. That's all. Annette says, not much happening any day. Faith says, is water wet? Of course, Anna's gonna sleep with Valentine. I know, huh? Cheryl says Anna will sleep with Valentine. He asked her to leave with him. She is in love with Valentine. Yes, she is. Claire says Anna will sleep with Valentine and think she's got one over on him. I bet Valentine is having Anna followed. Well, no, Anna actually got out of there with that phone. Anna is going to blow the case and Jason will be the one to save. I know. Clemmy says, I feel Anna will sleep with Valentine. Georgetta says, so boring, repeater. I know, it's just, blah. I'm tired of Anna slinking around Valentine. She must have slept with many in her WSB days. Carlos says, I hope you feel better soon. I can relate to asthma flare-ups. I know, out the blue. More in the winter. It's very annoying when I go through it myself. Sometimes spices could just trigger it, right? Richard says, another great review, Daily Recap Lady. Anna will sleep with Valentine again. She can't help herself. No, she cannot. Carlos says, on the camp situation, my kids had a full scholarship, but there are many expenses such as rent, food, school supplies. All adds up, especially nowadays. You know what? You all are right. I completely forgot about that. I definitely did. Carlos says, it's in Anna's eyes. Yes, she will sleep with Valentine. There was no question, right? User NZ says, hi, Daily Recap Lady. I know Anna will sleep with Valentine. She has deep love for him. And then we have Denzel. Denzel says, like the scenes between Jason and Liz, I'm glad that Jason was offering to pay Jake's tuition to go to Spain to art college. I don't know why would Elizabeth even say to Jason it was generous that Jason was going to pay for Jake's tuition? Like Elizabeth, it's his firstborn son. You know, I hate it when the writers are still writing. Elizabeth struggling. Like how long? Has Elizabeth been working at General Hospital? She should have had money. Well, you know what? Nurses don't make that much, and not when you're raising 3 boys. But here's this truth about the matter. Jason had always given money to Elizabeth for Jake. As a matter of fact, this new house that Elizabeth is in, Jason fought for Elizabeth. She doesn't have a house note. Remember when her other house got destroyed? I think it was because of Jake, right? Jason is the one that paid for this house. He always provide and has provided for Jake. Let's see. I hate the writers are writing out another teenage character like Jake. Really? Jason had came back 5 months ago. Now Lucky is returning at this point. So why are they writing Jake's character off the show? Just makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all, shaking my head. Well, you know what though? Jake's storyline, and everybody look, oh my goodness, go on in and finish reading Denzel's monologue of a comment. Great job, Denzel. I don't know how you have time to write comments the way as long as you write these comments. You really think them out. Good job. Everybody go ahead and read Denzel's phenomenal comment. But anyway, what I'm saying, Jake, Lucky has really nothing to do with Jake. Yes, he claimed him. Yes, he, said that it was his son, but he never treated Jake like his son. Aiden is the one that's his son. So I think now we're really going to get into the whole Aiden bully and whatever is happening to Aiden's storyline now that Lucky comes back. And Randick says, yes, Anna will probably sleep with Valentine. Portia is focusing on Laura, but that's not the only person who could start an inquiry for Heather. It's as if Portia is too emotional to see the big picture. Autumn says, I'm ready for Sasha to snitch so we could see the fireworks. Willow's lack of willpower is what's going to cost her everything. If she's not careful, plus she is lying to Michael about it, he's going to be pissed off when he finds out anyway. Willow is setting herself up for painful consequences. Yes, she is. All right, everybody, that is it. That's all the time I have for Comic Corner. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.